Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of the No Suit Survival series. Today we're going to do a bunch of trading, hopefully a bunch of trading. My goal for today is to build an ion-based ship, probably in small grid, that can take me from the surface up into space and then go and search some of the stations that we've got going around here. So yeah, this RTCT trade station, that one's in space. I want to go there. And I believe there was also an METR station. This one here, which I would like to go and investigate. So METR is a brand or faction, I suppose, which we haven't visited yet, so I have no idea what they'll be selling. The other, let's see, that's RTCT in space, I think. Yeah, and I'm fairly sure that RTCT was the weapon one, so that might be a weapon shop. What we're looking for is either a ship builder or a place where I can buy some uranium. If I can buy a whole bunch of uranium, I'll be able to build some stuff like have a nice powered up safe zone back at home. Now, one thing I noticed at this trade station, I don't know if it's preserved through the me saving and quitting out of the game or not, but we have a contract here for acquire 195 platinum ingots, and that's for 3 million credits. And the last time I checked the store, I could buy platinum ingots, so 159 was it, for a lot less than that. So actually no, that's more reasonable. See, before the platinum ingots, I think were more like this gold here. They were about 5,000 credits. So buying them was it's a net positive, but it's not as dramatic as it was last time, which is very nice to see. I was a little bit worried that I would have a terribly, terribly easy solution for getting platinum. But that looks a little bit more reasonable. So I am going to technically just do that. So let's buy some platinum. We will complete this delivery. So we will have made a net positive of 1 million credits. I don't know why someone couldn't just like transfer them over here. But someone's got to do it. Okay, so we've made some money there. We're up to 9 million. So we don't need to buy any cobalt. Gold. We've got plenty of gold, so we don't need to buy that. So magnesium ore is quite valuable. I can just buy bullets and missiles at the trade station. So I think the more important thing here is some platinum. So we've got 27 here. So I can't buy all of it. That would be way too much money. See, yeah, that's a lot more reasonable. Because before, the last time I checked this, I could like buy the entire stack for 5 million credits or something like that, which seemed horrifically OP because that would be like all of the platinum I would ever need. So that is much nicer to see. What I could do is, that is a really not bad deal on platinum. So maybe we can check some contracts here. Is there any other cheeky ones? This is interesting here. This just doesn't seem appropriate at all. 102 uranium, that's a fair bit for only less than 1 million. That's crazy. Gravity comps. What about this? Have we got any others that are like gold? Some easy money. No. Well, what we could do is we could do a few search contracts and then come back and buy stuff. But I think what I want to do right now... Is that an enemy? Yeah. So an enemy signal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy probably about 300 platinum. So we've got that in our inventory. So that'll tie us over. We'll be able to build any small grid ion-based ship that we want for that. It's probably not enough to build all of the ions that I would want on a large grid ship. Probably not even close. I think that'd be enough to make like one large ion thruster. because that requires like 960 or so thruster components. So no, that's a lot more reasonable than what I saw before. So how about I'm going to do a couple search contracts. So let's see, what ones can we do? 2.5. They look like they're all about 2.5. So let's just grab 2 of these. That one and that one. So we don't want to do too many because you have to find them within the time limit. And they are in opposite directions of each other by the looks of it, which might make this a little bit tricky. So we're going to go out in the Nix here and go and find these. Go for the further one first, I suppose. We can turn off our rear engines and make it feel a little bit more like an aircraft. You can sort of do gliding and all kinds of cool maneuvers with this, like dipping down and cruising up, and you can even go around in spirals and whatnot and do this kind of movement. Makes it feel a little bit more like a plane than a magical spaceship. So how much time do we have to do these search contracts? 21 minutes. 22 minutes, so should be alright. It is very dark. I wonder if the pod that we're looking for has any lights on it. So let's increase our speed a little bit. So we're gonna come down now. Slow oh, there's an enemy of some kind. Or is that, oh, you know what, that's probably the container. That's a little bit cheaty. Let me turn off my target indicator just for the other one to make it a little bit more interesting. I mean, you can see the blinking light fairly easily in the dark, so that's nice. But we will turn it off for the next drop pod. I wonder if I can set it to do non-neutral. No, it's just going to target any grid that's not friendly, I think. Although Keen is introducing their own sort of target leading. If anyone saw the live stream the other day, that's very exciting. They announced a whole bunch of changes to the weapon systems. They're going to increase all the ranges on all the turrets, all the weapons like that, by they said about 2 to 3 times, which sounds very interesting. They're also going to introduce new stuff like railguns, so who knows what other additional systems they're going to find. Oh, I don't even need to go down and pick it up. I just need to fly over it. Nice. But yeah, so they're going to add a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. And I'm really looking forward to that. I was going to build a... Not in this series, but like in creative, I was going to try and build a absolutely gigantic rover thing that had large mounted like rotating cannons that had slaved rotors that move missile launchers up and down, so it acts like kind of cannon barrels or whatever. But I think I'll just wait for the next update to see if they even add something like cannons or whatnot, or if I want to just build railguns. I don't know if they'll... I would assume that they'd work on planet, but who knows? They might do something interesting, like have only the railguns fire in space. Who knows? I am very much so looking forward to that. It seems to be that the search contracts are fairly easy to do on Triton. I did do a couple of them on Mars and Pertum once, but they're a lot harder to spot because the light is like blinking orange, so it's really hard to distinguish it from the sand or dust, I guess, that's on those planets. It's a little tricky to see. Ooh, and look what we have spotted here, a Pilgrim's Curiosity. Now that is a very valuable wreck. I'm definitely going to mark that. So that is some scrap that we can go for. Let me just slow down with my upwards thrust because that's a lot more powerful. I'm going to go check this out. So we can come back here in the Cyclops. I mean, it's a bit of a drive. 50 kilometers, that's pretty much the other side of the planet. But it's mostly on open ice, so shouldn't be too bad. Just hopefully won't come across any bad guys on the way to here. I probably wouldn't be able to pick up the whole thing in one go. Let's have a look. It's on fire. What is on board here? So I wonder if we can get to a point where we're able to see any turrets or anything on there. Looks like it's just the kind that has interior turrets, so why don't I just give it a peppering of missiles while we wait for the wasps and whatnot to come meet us. And then we can at least, yeah, the explosions will let us see a lot better. Okay, now we can go on to that. I need to turn back on my target indicator. Take out that one. And get ready for the arrival of this other one. Move up a little bit. So we're on a nicer angle. We're not going to be in any firing line of turrets on the observer itself. It's coming at us at a nice straight angle. That makes it an easy sitting duck to shoot. We'll dodge its fire. Excellent. We'll just, I guess we can... It's going to be a little tricky to scrap that, but we could just mark it out, so... Are we up to like scrap 4, I think? Right. Everything is still functional. Yeah, it's one spotlight and my Gatling. I'm gonna have to fly it from third person. Okay, so we want to go over this way. Maybe I need to put a GPS marker on the entrance to the hangar, because that's where I'm aiming for. Let's see with my camera. Yeah. It's the side I want to come in from. So we're going to fly into the lower hangar. Which, yeah, there we go, we can see it now. Line us up with that. That really needs some light on the outside, so I can see that from afar. That's what I'll do. The first thing I'll do with the resources from that downed Pilgrim, I think. Now we can fly in. There is a connector over there, where that ship is. I'll just need to move that out of the way. Deal with the silly camera in here. Don't want to get in the way of the elevator. Alright. Okay, had a minor panic attack there that my game had crashed, but I've just accidentally hit the pause button. Let me find the hotkey for that. Whew. Oh, that was horrifying. I don't want that happening again. Was it under miscellaneous, probably? Pause game, hit pause. What, this button? Oh, page break, okay. Right above the page up, so for rotation. Okay, I can't believe I've never hit that before. Yeah, we can drive that out now. And then we'll come back for the next, which should be more or less fully charged. And we can go and scrap that Pilgrim, and then we'll go into space, last thing we do. Alright, off we go. So I will see you at the wreck of the Pilgrim. So let's go. Ooh, that's gonna be a... Oh. Well. That was a bit steeper than I was expecting. I forgot about the world seam. been a while. I had an old episode where I looked at that. Dang, how am I gonna get back up? Has that gotten worse over time? I guess we'll try and come back during the light hours. So we want to go this way. That's where the Pilgrim is. Okay, so let's just get up to speed. We can probably drive at about 100 meters a second fairly comfortably on the open ice. Just make sure not to hop out. So I'll get instantly splattered against the front of my vehicle. What happened? Did I turn the... I didn't turn it back on. Why did it get removed? What? Oh man. Come all this way and it's not even here? Oh. Bother. Well, what about the other scrap? Suppose we can go and look that up. Okay, so we can do what we did last time, which is spin the grinder around to face the rear, and we'll just chop out the base support so it falls to the ground, and then we can dig it out that way. Okay, well that's more or less everything. So I guess we'll just have to return with that. And I guess we'll just have to bank on being able to get to space in a nice small grid ship and being able to get some resources that way. Well, that is very unfortunate. I didn't think it would work like that. See if I can have a fiddle in the settings to make sure that something like that doesn't happen again. There was another beacon out here, some FD something or other. I should have just taken control of the Pilgrim. Damn, that's very irritating. Okay, so down Pilgrim and scrap 4 we can get rid of. But the good news is we would have picked up some computers. Right? Yes? Excellent. So what I can do is we can whack on some sound blocks to the front of here. Have a nice little trucker jam on the way back. Yeah. That seems fine. Actually, we'll put one on either side. Sweet. Yep, that looks cool. What have we got for options here? Play, stop. You can turn the volume up and down. Alright, so let's have a look. Wheels back on. Which direction are we going in? Main base is that way. Oh, it's totally gonna do damage to it, isn't it? That should be a little bit better lined up. There we are. Perfect. So now we have our cargo here in the world truck, which we're gonna slap into this cargo system. That's all gonna get sorted into its own places. So world truck's got nothing else in it. Don't think, yeah, the grinder's empty. So, well, we didn't manage to come back with that much scrap, so wasn't super worth it, but at least the trip was enjoyable. Okay, so I'm gonna have some lunch, then we'll come back and we'll start building an ion fighter. Oh, not a fighter, an ion transport ship. I'm gonna make it look as UFO-y as possible. Okay. Okay, so we're back from our break, and I've got a landing gear all set up here. So what I want to do is I want to build up a little scaffold, at least 4 or so blocks. Yeah. That way that gives me a nice area to work with, so I can build everything off of that. The first thing we do is we build our connector, so our nice attachment point. I don't think I'll bother bringing a vehicle down to do everything, so I'm just going to have some scaffolds around which I can hop on here. So we're going to get a large cargo container. Now we're attaching a normal cockpit to this, so let's go with that orientation. Then that gives us, I might need to chop that down anyway. That gives us this sort of orientation here. We'll grab our cockpit out, that goes there, and the oxygen tank goes on the other side. That makes it at least somewhat balanced on what goes where on either side. Now we need a battery, and it goes there, and that one can go there. So let's get these all welded up. I'm gonna need to get out my mirroring tool. So let's pick that section, there we go. Then we can place blocks around it. So this is gonna be the like scaffold around which we're gonna have all the like thrusters and everything sort of piped into. So I think we can just go with like a flat block on that side, and then if that'd be way too tight, wouldn't it? Let's go out 2 blocks like that. Cut that one off. Then we can go around this way. So it would be coming in. Do I want to use this slope, or we go with a more gradual one? Does that change how much room we get internally? I think it does. So we'll do that. And then all of the slots that have like a full block here can effectively be where we put a thruster, either facing up or down. I did want to have them all internally hidden, but it might be a bit tricky to do in survival. I could probably like finagle and do everything properly in creative, given enough time. Enough time and effort. So, and like just to fiddle and take things out and hit the pause button again. So let's see what happens if we turn this thruster on. Does it end up roasting this? So I think the thruster flame... I think the thruster flame reaches its full distance, even if it's not at full power. Suppose we can test that with an atmospheric thruster on here. So if I just grab a small battery and the question is the bottom of an atmospheric thruster something that can be burned? So let's see. We need something like this, and it's 1 block away, so it should be placed here. So will that one get toasted by this? And that's assuming that atmospheric thrusters have the same flame as ions. That's at full power. That's not getting burnt, but I assume if I put a block here it would. Although that one's not getting burnt either. I weld it up some, do we see the integrity go down a little bit? No? And the battery's out of power. I don't know, that didn't answer my question. Yeah, I think it's just gonna end up looking too blocky and plain, I think. It's probably not that fun. I think what I'll rather do is, if I'm building something that goes from the ground to space, I want to build something a bit more like that you can walk into with one of the like small grid sliding doors, and then I can have a little bit more of an interesting design. So I can make something, I don't know, like if you think like a pelican from Halos, what like instantly springs to mind as something that can go from ground to space. So I think what I'll try constructing something a little bit more like that rather than this silly UFO design, which may or may not even make it to space at this rate. There we go. We're on our way out. Our parachutes are ready to go. So we can come back down into here. So I think what we'll do is let's aim for space and then we go from there. So let's see if we can even get there. I think it's going to be close. Oh, something bent. Slowing down. Still in 1 full G. And yeah, going down. Okay, this design was never going to work. So instead what I can do is I can fuel up my hydrogen rocket and just fly that up. That's what I'll do. Because I think you either need a lot of upward ions or some large ions if you want to get to space under just like atmospheric and ion alone. You can't do it with small ions. They just aren't strong enough. Go. Right, I need a way to get fuel on board. Maybe I could use the drill. Although I think the drill's got attachment stuff to it. I could manually chuck in some ice if I had any, which I probably don't, so I wish I had side ports. Can hold itself upside down. Yes, it could. But then I wouldn't be able to get into the cockpit. Do I have any ice? No, I do not. Is 6% hydrogen going to be enough? You know, it actually might. Get to the station and back. It's a bit of a risk. Well, actually, you know what? I can just connect to one of the connectors there and use that as a way of getting fuel. I don't need to ferry it to it because it weighs nothing right now, so it's easy to fly. Nice. Okay. Stockpile on. Let's just fill it up to about 30%. That should be plenty. Alright, let's go to space. Yeah, that's way easier. Giant rocket ship. And what I can do is the noise of everything is based on how fast you're going normally. So what I can do is I can go into game sounds, I think. Or is it under audio? Speed based, yeah. There we go. That'll make it a little bit quieter. So now it only makes noise when we thrust. So the one that I'm most excited for is probably the METR station. Right. So where is the entrance? So I need to find that before hopping out. There is a airlock down there. Is there a better location for one? I'm just like bumping into it with my nose. Let me go back and change my audio settings again. Here we go. I think that's the closest door there. So I might as well just hook up, I think. If I can. There we go. So we're docked. Now, let's make a mad dash. Oh, no, I can't because there's no artificial gravity here. Where is the gravity field? Is it just below that point? Gotta find the artificial gravity point. I think the cockpit will be needed. What I'm gonna try just hopping out on a platform and see if I fall to the ground or not. I might be able to magnetize to the station. Nope. Okay. There's no gravity there. This could be a problem. I might need to bring an artificial gravity generator on all of my vehicles if I want to go into one of these stations. Is there any artificial gravity on this station at all? And there is. Where is it? It's quite low. It's definitely oriented that way. So it's tight into the structure. Is that why? Am I not in it on the side? Surely there's got to be somewhere above here which has gravity. None there. Oh, there we go. That might have to do. We're in the gravity at the very least, so we can make a mad dash for the door. That's not a door. Oh, where's the... Is that the... That can't be the only entrance down there, right? I think that might be the only entrance down below. And I'd have to climb up and down a ladder. So I probably wouldn't have enough time. Let's see if I can find a door anywhere else. Are there any other doors? I just assumed that the gravity would be easy to use. This space station isn't designed for people without spacesuits. Unless I can connect to the ground with my mag boots. Which is the only other possible option, so I could try and hop out close enough to connect to it. Perhaps something like that. Nope. And nope. Use a med kit. I can't when I'm in the ship. Dang it. I can make the ship drift down by turning the dampeners off and then hopping out that way, but then it will fall down. Oh! Will that work? Can't quite tell. I think that might work. Yes, that will work. Haha, I've done it. Success. Right. Oof. I'm gonna consume a med kit once my health gets back up to 70, I think. Right. Now, what does this place sell? Is it even worth my time? So it's got a hodgepodge of stuff by the looks of it. I was hoping that this would be one of the places that sells ships. And reactor components is cool. Looks like it's another... It's sort of a mix between a weapons and a component store. Let's see if we can buy any data pads. See if they have any interesting locations. That's DVEX, that should be interesting. Let's try that, and SODA. We've been to the other ones though. SODA is on another planet, and DVEX is, yeah, also ages away. Okay. So they're not particularly helpful. Has it got any interesting contracts? A repair contract might be interesting. I wonder if I can do that in a welding ship. It's got escort contracts. That is worth a lot of money. Okay. So it has some nice escorts. Well, what I can do is I can try refreshing the store's inventory a couple times, see if it comes up with any different components, like you remember with the other, with some of the other trading outposts that we've been to. They've had different things in their store blocks depending on what time you come in. Or I'm not exactly sure what the conditions of refreshing it are. I might need to fly around a bit, maybe do a search contract or something if they have them. Yeah, they've got some search contracts, so I could do that and then hope to God that this inventory refreshes. I mean, they do sell reactor components, so maybe it'll sell uranium at some point. We can hope. But I think we've mucked around enough today. The start of next episode, we'll go try out the other RTCT station. Hopefully that one has a little bit of a better gravity situation and it's a little bit more accessible by foot. But lesson learned is any ship I bring, I'm going to need to bring a gravity generator on it, which is interesting. So putting a gravity gen on a small grid ship is going to be a little tricky. I could put it on a subgrid. This is interesting. An interesting challenge to be sure. Either way, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all next week.